like we're on to something, everyone. I feel like maybe we should work to do a performance. Like, okay, everybody stand up. Now we're going to teach you how to play or how to dance.
It's the summer of fun on WTOV. Summer of fun, just watch
On this week's episode of The Summer of Fun, we're sitting down with Faire May, who is set to perform at the Undo's Upper Ohio Valley Italian Heritage Festival and the Weirton Event Center this weekend.
We are here with Faire May. And Faire May, you guys have performed multiple places in the Ohio Valley. But for those who are new to you and new to the group, can you just explain who you are and then how this group really came to be?
So we've met each other through various different outlets. Jeriel and I met in a bluegrass band, and Jacob and I met in a Celtic band from Wheeling. And we just started playing together around 2019 to 2020. We had a lot of different shows and festivals. We've played First Friday Festival at Steubenville. We've done a couple bigger Celtic fests. We did the Wheeling Celtic Fest for 2 years. We've been down to Elkins and a bunch of different places in West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. We play mostly Irish and Scottish traditional folk music, but we also do a lot of other different types of folk music.
It kind of started as a little bit of an informal sort of thing. We got together for practice just to kind of play together on an informal level, and then we're like, oh wow, this actually worked out pretty well, and decided to just continue with it.
Yeah, the sound was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are your names and then what instruments do you individually play?
I'm gonna start down there.
Sure, we'll start with me. I'm Zach Gordon, and I play fiddle mostly with the band, but I also do accordion, bagpipes, anything with strings basically, and some wood instruments.
So my name is Jeriel Henthorn, and with the band I play guitar and bodhrán, which is an Irish drum, and I also sing. And outside of the band I play other instruments. I play the piano and ukulele.
And I'm Jacob Coughlin. For the band I play Irish tenor banjo, which is a 4-string banjo that you play sort of like a mandolin, and then I also play Irish whistles of different sorts, so mostly just whistles and banjo, and then I also sing. We all sing in the band because we do a lot of harmony stuff.
And the Celtic sound is a very unique sound, and you're mentioning instruments that are very unique to the music itself. So how did you can go individually, get involved with Celtic music specifically, because it is something that not many people your age do or hear?
For me, it's something that I grew up with my whole life. My family is very much into our Irish heritage, and my uncle actually got me into it off the start from a very, very young age. But I grew up pretty much playing music. We'd have regular sessions where everybody would bring an instrument and get together, and that's kind of how you learn in the Irish tradition, just listening by ear and picking things up as you go. And so it's kind of a part of my family's tradition and culture for me, so that's how I got into it.
For me, when I started playing music with Zach, he was really into Irish and Scottish folk music, and I would just play chords to accompany him, and then I sort of just realized I love this style of music, and I still love it to this day.
My story is pretty similar to Jacob's. I grew up listening to Irish music. It was mostly, I think my parents just enjoyed listening to it. They didn't play it. I didn't have anybody in my family that played it, but they really liked listening to it. So my sister learned some, and then I ended up learning a lot of Irish music as well. And I had a violin teacher, Mrs. Sparks, who was able to teach me classical music and also doing some fiddling. So I was able to put that together.
Fascinating. And Faire May itself, the name, does that also have to go along with the tradition itself? Can you guys explain that a little bit?
That was before my time, so I'll let these guys. I came in a little bit later, so.
Yeah. So my middle name is May. Zach's middle name is Alan, which a translation of that is fair.
Yeah. Alan's a Scottish name.
Yeah.
So.
And the band started out, it was just a duo with Zach and I. So we're sort of looking for like a combination of our names. And so we went with Faire May. And we added an E on the end of fair because spelling is an art, not a science. It's not Fairy May, as a lot of people say. It's not Fairy May, it's Faire May.
Yes, I was actually speaking in the newsroom about speaking with you guys, and Bill accidentally said Fairy May. He said Faire May all morning on the news. Faire May, Faire May. And then one time he said Fairy May and went, ah, I even know it's Faire May. And I was like, yes. But you're right. It is an art. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I bet written, it's beautiful as well.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So you guys started out as a duo. What made you want to bring in a third member to the group?
Just to add more complexity and layers to the music. And I was already really good friends with Jacob. He came to a couple shows, and like he said before, we just sort of played together for fun. And we were like, Jacob, why don't you just, you're pretty good. Why don't you just play with us like permanently? So that's how that happened.
When you add in another person, it also just allows a lot of ability to sort of do a lot more with the music and add different layers and things with different instrumentation. And Zach and I also play some of the same instruments, so we can kind of switch around and jump around as needed and things like that. So it makes things a lot easier and a lot more fun, really, and sort of allows us to expand our sound a little bit that way.
Yeah. And to me, it sounds more like an Irish session, which is something very, very typical. Just a big group of people getting together with all of their instruments and playing traditional Irish music. It just sort of makes it sound more like an Irish session.
Creates that sort of wall of sound thing that really gives it that uniqueness to it.
So do you guys have other friends who are also interested in Irish music that have picked up your sound since watching you play?
We have a few friends in the area. We've hosted a couple Irish sessions up in Steubenville where it's just sort of very informal, where it's the three of us sort of leading things, and then we have other people coming in who already know how to play Irish music, or they're starting to learn how to play Irish music. And so we have a few friends that will do informal stuff like that with us. So yeah.
And then we want to talk a little bit informal just because people know you probably and they know your music. So what is it like around your practice sessions? I'm sure that you guys have rehearsals and being friends. I mean, is it just a jam sesh? What does it look like? And what is it like being friends outside of being this group?
It kind of alternates
Anyway.
between sort of very serious working things out and then also a lot of goofing around. So it just kind of depends on what the circumstance is. If we have a long space but we don't have any shows coming up right away or anything, we'll kind of just maybe work on some new things and try and flesh things out. But we end up having a lot of fun with it too. But when it really gets down to the wire, and we need to really put together a good show for something, then we really spend a lot of time sort of working out harmonies or different things like that. So we can either be very serious or we can be just sort of joke around too and have a lot of fun with it.
So what does the future of this group look like to you?
I mean, we really enjoy playing locally. We've gotten, I'd say, pretty popular locally with the festivals that sort of fit our vibe. We do a lot of concert series, and we've been learning different styles of folk music too. We just started doing Italian music a couple years ago, and now we're going to be at the Italian Fest on Sunday. And we also have a Hungarian folk music show. So we really enjoy being diverse in our local area, but we also like traveling a little bit. Like last month, we went down to Elkins, West Virginia for their Celtic Fest. We've been down near New River Gorge. We played for the National Boy Scout Jamboree, the opening session. And so we enjoy a little bit of traveling around here. We really enjoy that. But mostly for me, it's getting to play around here, because people around here, their grandparents or their great-grandparents, they sort of recognize this music because we had a lot of immigrants in the Ohio Valley. So they sort of recognize our style. And I think that adds a unique dynamic to our shows locally.
That's very well said. I didn't know you guys are going to be very busy this weekend then.
Yeah.
So you're performing at the Undo's Upper Ohio Valley Italian Heritage Festival, and you're performing in Weirton.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Is summer a busy time for you?
Usually. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day is probably our most busy time just because everybody wants Celtic music then. But Christmas is also pretty busy, but we stay fairly busy throughout the summer. Yeah, especially around this time of year when all the festivals and things are going on.
So getting to know you guys better, is this your full-time job, or are you students on the side? Or are you working on the side? What do you guys do other than Faire May?
Go ahead. Okay. Well, I still have 1 year left of college. I go to Wheeling University for engineering, and I have a lot of different jobs. The band is one of them, and I'm also a music director at a Catholic church, St. John's in Wellsburg, and I also play organ at Corpus Christi Catholic Church in Wheeling for their 8 a.m. Mass. And I do a bunch of couple part-time engineering jobs as well. So I really keep busy. And Jeriel and I, we are both teachers as well for music and dance up at the Sycamore Youth Center in Steubenville. We have a folk dance group. We have about, I don't know, 50 people involved between the age of 6 and 21. And we all do traditional folk dance. Last semester we did Celtic dance. This semester we're doing German dancing. So that's most of my jobs.
And
You're
I
busy.
also do church music. It's kind of just a coincidence that we all got into that. But I work at St. Alphonsus Church in Wheeling. It's a beautiful historic church, and I love being there. So that's what I do for the most part right now. And I also do a little bit of carpentry, but that's sort of a side thing. So.
And for me, I'm not a student right now, but I teach music along with performing music. I teach piano lessons to children. And like Zach said, we lead the folk dance group and choir up in Steubenville. And I'm just trying to pursue music and music education as my job. So
Fantastic. So we have dancers among us too.
yeah.
So what does that look like? I mean, I don't know what your space looks like right now if you're able to do a little bit of it, but I'll let you guys pass on that if you want to. But I'm just interested. I grew up in dance as well, and folk dance is something I used to dance the polka with my grandparents, but nothing ever came across my plate that was folk dance. So what does that look like?
So polka is a style of folk dance, probably the
Okay.
most popular one. But if you've seen square dancing, which I'm sure pretty much everybody has seen square dancing,
Yeah.
most of our folk dancing is sort of the precursor to square dancing. So it's European, like the German stuff we do. There's a dance called a quadrille, which quad, it means 4 couples. So it looks a lot like a square dance. So it's a lot of similar moves to that, but it's a lot older and it's very rich in tradition.
Is the music like swing your partner round and round, or no? Is it is it less?
Yeah, a little less I would say American style music. And the thing that I love about folk dance is that pretty much anybody can do it, I think. Of course there are dances that are more difficult and more advanced, but it's really about community. And it's great that little kids can do it, adults can do it, older people can do it, and it's really just something that can bring everybody together.
And as far as the music goes, the music basically sounds like what we play
Yeah.
as a band. And we've played for our folk dance groups and other folk dance groups. So it's really similar to that. It's the more traditional folk style.
A lot of things that you actually hear played, they'll call them dance tunes or something. A lot of the traditional Irish tunes and stuff were originally meant to be danced to in some fashion or another. So that's kind of where a lot of that stuff actually comes from originally.
So do you also dance? Does your
A
family
little
dance?
bit. They kind of got me into it, but I haven't been doing it as long as they have. But it is kind of something like Jeriel said, you can just kind of walk into and figure it out because it's designed that way. It's meant to just be something that people would go and get together and do for fun without having to have any serious training in it. So I kind of came into it and I have a lot of fun with it. I'm not as good as they are, but I enjoy doing it every once in a while for fun.
I feel like we're onto something, everyone. I feel like maybe we should work this into a performance. Like, okay, everybody stand up. Now we're going to teach you how to play or how to dance. I don't know. I love it. And then you can play your music and people can just go.
We have a show coming up that will have both of those elements. On August 20th at noon, we're going to be doing Lunch with Books at the Ohio County Library. And it will be us. We're going to be playing about half an hour of traditional Hungarian music. And then our dance group that we teach will be there. About 20 of them, I guess.
Yeah.
15 to 20 of them will be there. And we'll do 4 or 5 traditional Hungarian dances. It's for the feast of Saint Stephen of Hungary. So it's sort of like a mini Hungarian festival where we'll do the music and then we'll also do the folk dancing.
See? I didn't even know that. And I just knew. I knew that there was an opportunity there. And so I'm happy that you brought it forward. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me again. And I'm just going to run down everything. Not only can you see Faire May Weirton on Friday night, but you can also catch you guys at the Undo's Upper Ohio Valley Italian Heritage Festival on Sunday, you said?
Yes, at 1:30.
At 1:30 on Sunday. And then if you want to dance, August 20th seems to be the day, right?
Mhm.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much.
And that'll do it for this edition of the Summer of Fun. Again, that was Faire May, who is set to perform this weekend at the Undo's Upper Ohio Valley Italian Heritage Festival and the Weirton Event Center. For more information, head to our website, WTOV9.com, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more episodes of the Summer of Fun.